example of building trust and reputation.
So this approach to anonymity
Say that again?
has been, this particular approach to anonymity with the use of cryptography has a history of about 20 years. Would you say that? The particular history of
cryptography
of anonymity,
yeah, about
and its
25 years
that we're talking about
there's
now
has
a
group
history of about 20 years,
that
maybe
label
30.
themselves cypherpunks.
I guess you'd say 30.
Been wandering around with a crypto-anarchist idea of how the world could operate, or how individuals could interact with each other using cryptography to anonymize themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we'll include some links. A fellow called Tim May, who's a particularly clever bloke, solves some seriously
we'll include some
physics
links
problems.
That will
came up with
people
a
to read
thing
more
called,
about that.
Was it the Crypto Anarchist Manifesto or something like that? I've read it. It's oh geez. Maybe the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the same thing.
Yeah.
I may be rewording it.
I think.
Or I may
is
be
that
retitling
different from the Cyphernomicon?
Anyway, that's worth a read. It's worth downloading that and just pulling it up every now and again, and having a read of some of the concepts and thought bubbles that are going on inside that Crypto Anarchist Manifesto. Wow. Now, what the blockchain can possibly do is anonymize everybody. If you're running your own node and you're running your own bank, and your node is talking to someone else's node, and you are exchanging goods and services for Bitcoin using all this cryptography, then no one else need know your business other than the person you are exchanging and transacting with. That is just gorgeous. That is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yes. Depending on where the demand is coming from for anonymity or a disclosure.
Can be a tool for both increasing your anonymity and decreasing your anonymity.
You've got to be careful, man. You don't want to be,
And what sort of information you put there? Yeah. So be careful when you hear people making claims about
and actually
the blockchain,
this brings me back to the mainstream media,
especially when it comes to things like your information is safe.
The idea that the blockchain
and
Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is all for drug dealers, terrorists, and organised criminals is bloody laughable at the moment.
It depends what you do with it.
Because there is not really. There is only one or two cryptocurrencies out there that are really anonymizing. The rest are not. You go stick your information on these blockchains, and this is where the drug dealers, criminals, and terrorists are going to get caught, because they're sticking all their crap on the blockchain and they're stuffed. It's freely accessible.
Yeah.
It's like, what? And that brings us back to one of your fantasies of, or one of the fantasies, not necessarily yours, one of the fantasies of everybody confessing and admitting to their nature and character. Well, that's what these noddies are doing by sticking their crap on the blockchain, the spastics.
Yeah.
So the mainstream media claims of drug dealers, terrorists, and organised criminals is no, sorry, they're wrong. They don't understand how the blockchain works at all.
Yeah. I think if you had very smart criminals and they knew how to use coin mixes, which is how you make anonymous payments, or they use Monero or something else like that, which is a lot more secure, then that
the
could
bureaucracy
be true.
is in the same deal.
Yeah,
I regard people outside the law, the criminals and the bureaucrats, they're the same people.
Yeah.
Because they're both outside the law. The law doesn't apply to them. Okay. So therefore, the bureaucrats are in the same boat. Once the bureaucrats wake up to this idea of blockchain and what can be done with it, they're going to be all over it like a rash. They're going to have, register this, register that, to be safe from this, to be protected from that. They're going to entice you all over the place with it. All right. Love it. Have we?
So I think we've covered everything today. Yeah, I've been going through the list I've got here, and this is pretty much everything I wanted to cover.
I think we didn't sort of discuss covered it anyway by describing their
as much as I wanted to, which is like consistency, availability, partition tolerance, but that doesn't matter. We can leave that. So that's and any distributed database, so any database which is stored on more than one computer, or this also applies to computer memory, but in any database which is stored on more than one computer,
compromises need to be made, or
it can't be consistent, available, and partition tolerant at the same time, which means that
data is
because of the time,
and can be trusted, and so on and so on.
Yeah. Yeah. So because of the time it takes for a transaction to move from one place to another place, from one server to another server,
although to be updated, there could be doubts of
you either have to wait
because
for that,
of the timing,
which means that the data isn't always available, or you read it now even though that's wrong, and the data is inconsistent.
It makes a sacrifice in time,
and the blockchain which Bitcoin is based on makes a particular sacrifice where, actually it depends on the client. And it actually depends on the particular Bitcoin client that you use. So whether the client chooses to wait a longer time to be absolutely certain that there's going to be no double spend attack, or to wait a shorter time,
so that
it's the money is available in a quicker time, but there's not in absolute certainty that
an environment where you have
going
people
to be,
and have
no
absolute certainty. What you can really only count on is likelihood. How likely are these records to be correct? Well, it depends on how long they've been sitting around and how many people have verified them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the blockchain gives a sort of probabilistic guarantee of certainty, which probably sounds very complicated, but just if you wait for a long time,
the likelihood
there's going to be almost
consistency
no possible chance of
closer to zero.
It
doesn't actually get to zero; it just gets closer.
It's going to be vanishingly small chance that there's ever going to be anything wrong with it.
Okay, so are we there? Do you reckon?
Yeah. The likelihood of inconsistency diminishes. Yeah. Okay. So that is.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're allowed to jump around. We're people. We're psychos. We're allowed to do.
Yeah, sure. I think. Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, we've covered everything. I don't know if we've arranged everything the best way we could have possibly. I'm sure we.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you'll find
Whitepapercast
on Facebook, Slack, Discord, Twitter, where else? Telegram. Did I miss any? Minds.
Yeah.
Minds is a good place. That's a good place. I keep getting all these foreign languages in my minds, though. Oh, it's just like, come on, man. It's a bit of a haunt. God.
Yeah.
So anyway, but Minds, I've told it to tell me to speak English at me, but it refused.